It's time for the 1430 Connection on 1430 WNAV and 99.9 FM, spotlighting news, newsmakers, and important community issues. Now, with this week's edition of the 1430 Connection, here is WNAV news anchor Donna Cole.
Welcome to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. In the studio with me today is Trisha Walford. She's the chief of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department, and she brought with her Lieutenant Dreama Jester. Thank you for joining me, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Chief Wolford, you're still kind of new in this position, so welcome back to the county. This is where you started, yeah?
It is, yeah. This is where I started my career. So for me, I'm home. I'm back home. So I had to go the long route to get back, but...
We're going to talk a little bit about that long route. And I am really interested in this because, well, I'll tell you in a minute. Your major in college was what?
It was art. Well, you did some good digging.
I did. You went to Shepherd University in West Virginia. Mm-hmm. Went to work in marketing at one of my favorite pizza places, which was?
Lido Pizza.
Do you still eat Lido Pizza? Or are you done with it?
Yes. When we got back, yeah.
Did you miss it when you were on the West Coast?
Well, you can actually get it anywhere in the country. They're pretty cool about that.
Oh, you just went back into your marketing position. You can get it anywhere in the country. Just call.
Yes, you're welcome, Rob. Still giving a little plug for a local grown business. Yeah, it is. Yeah, my background was graphic design. That's what I majored in, and fine arts. So.
And are you still using that in any capacity? Have you looked at some of the stuff? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, because you can see my face, I'm laughing. My chief of staff, Paul Cruz, probably does not like that I have that background because I'm quite meticulous in any of the marketing or any of the things that we're publishing for public education. Yeah, I'm a detail-oriented person.
And the reason why I am so interested in this is because as a mother, and we'll get to your mother in a minute, the one that insisted on you going to college, right?
Yes.
As a mother to a senior in high school that is looking at art schools and only majoring in art, it is a little bit...
It's daunting, right?
Yeah.
And really what I wanted to major in was photography and painting. And my mom said, well, that's fantastic. How do you plan on making money? And I went, well, there's graphic design, there's computer design. She said, well, why don't you try that? And you can still do the other things. And so she had me forward thinking about, what kind of job do I take when I actually get out of college?
But at age 2 or age 3, you had already decided what you wanted to do, yes?
I think my soul was speaking to me, and you don't really know when that's going to happen, but I loved running around the firehouse and
uncles,
cousins, and then my dad also has a background in public safety with law enforcement. So I think there's things you just can't deny about who you are when you get into the business. You might not be able to listen really well to your heart and your soul then, but it eventually finds you.
Good for you. You left with Lido Pizza, and you made your way to Anne Arundel County, Maryland, where you became...
Yes, that was 2006, where I got on with the fire department, and just like every other firefighter, started from the beginning, long days at our training academy, and just started working my way up there and learning as much as I could.
And then you went out to a place great for fly fishing. Did you fly fish?
I did not.
And I'm talking about Bozeman, Montana. You became the first female deputy fire chief of Bozeman's fire department. From there, you went to Spokane Fire Department in Washington, first female assistant chief of the Spokane Fire Department. In January of 2018, you were asked by a reporter from the Spokesman Review, 2 years from now, might we open the newspaper and learn you're moving on to a bigger department? Seattle, Portland, Sacramento? This reporter asked, and your reply was, anything is possible, with a laugh. That's part of my profession. My aspirations are to be a fire chief at some point in my career. I don't necessarily see that happening in 2 years, but it is an option. Guess what? It happened. And here you are.
Yes, I my fire chief from there, Brian Schaefer, who's the fire chief in Spokane, when I got hired, I was very honest with him, and I said, I've come out west to learn and grow and to be a better person and hopefully a better leader.
So it was a stepping stone. It was on the path.
And I said, I will not leave you except for one job. And I said, and I guarantee that job's not going to come up right away. And I told him, I said, it would be to go back home. That's the reason I went west. And he said, okay. He said, deal. If that job comes up, I'll let you go. And the day I had to tell him that, boy, was I nervous. But he said, that's the job, though. You get to go back home.
Well, the other part of the job is who can do it? Who does it? It's not about your gender. It's not about what you look like. It's about what you can do, and you could do it.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I think it is. And the women and men that work in the fire service, that's all they really want is somebody just even willing to do the job, and then hopefully we can do it well.
Now, we met in July at WNAV's 70th anniversary party, and as it happened, my husband was talking to your husband, and then I started overhearing the conversation. And so you had wanted to break up with him because of your career.
Well, I just thought I'm going to be really busy, and I just met him a couple of weeks before I started recruit school, and I thought I'm not going to have time for that. This is what I've been waiting to focus on. And then he told me, no, we can't break up.
He wouldn't let you, which is kind of
he
a cool
wouldn't let
story.
me, and he said, well, who better to help you? And then he started naming all the things that I didn't know I was going to have to do.
Oh, and he's a firefighter also, was a firefighter.
He was, yeah. So he knew, right? He's like, who's going to help you polish your boots? And I know how to do this, and I can help you study for your paramedic test. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Is he polishing your boots?
Well, my shoes are pretty shiny. They
did
only
see
need
that.
to be
They come that way.
he is by far my
He's pretty
best
supportive,
supporter.
yeah.
Oh, and he's been a phenomenal mentor because he's done things in the industry that I haven't had the opportunity to do.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's amazing.
we have some interesting conversations at
I
home.
would guess. Yeah. Well, it's also good to decompress with somebody that knows what you do and what you've been through, I think.
Yes, and he's very secure in who he is and who I am, and the business is generally male dominated. So if I go to a class, it's normally 1 or 2 females and 30 males, and it's great that he just gets it. He just understands, and there's no issues. He's just supportive.
There is a reason why Lieutenant Jester is in the studio today, and we're going to get to that. But there is something that you brought to the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Let's hear that real quick, and we're going to get back to it.
Well, we started the Fired Up for Childhood Cancer Awareness Committee in 2017, and that's a fundraiser for childhood cancer awareness.
September is National
Yep.
Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. All
It
right, so
is.
we're going to get to that. We're going to take a quick break on the 1430 Connection. Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. In the studio with me is Trisha Walford. She's the chief of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department, and Lieutenant Dreama Jester. You've been on the job for 7 months, yes, Chief?
Yes, ma'am.
And in those 7 months, you've made it around to all of your stations, volunteer fire department stations, all of them, and met all of the 2- and 4-legged members of the fire department?
Yes.
Were you given warning that I'm into dogs at all?
No, but we officially only have one 4-legged member.
Over here at Weston? Is it what?
No, over at our fire marshal's office,
Okay.
and that's Spice.
Spice, yes. I've met Spice. I like Spice a lot. What's not to like about Spice?
Yeah.
Have you met Spice?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the unit I worked in before I left, and that is a highly trained. I'm going to call it an individual, not even an
Sniffer.
animal. Yeah.
And on duty to protect all of us from explosives. But yeah.
Very helpful resource. Yep, we're very lucky to partnership with ATF for that.
So in our past, we've had some complaints here in Anne Arundel County that there weren't enough firefighters, and we had a new county executive come in who was endorsed by the firefighters union because he said he wanted more firefighters and bigger budget for you all. How's that going?
It's been going phenomenal. County Executive Pittman is a phenomenal listener. He understands and values public safety, which we're very grateful for. And with him and the County Council, we have resources coming in. So we'll be hiring more firefighters this year. We're hopefully looking at bringing in 10 to 15 laterals, which are previously trained firefighters, in the next couple of months. And then come probably February, March, bringing in a class of 70 new entry-level firefighters. And all that goes to every part of the county will feel the effect of that. We'll be able to upstaff some of our fire suppression apparatus that has 2 individuals on it. We'll be able to get it to 3, which is much better for safer operations. And then some of our medical units that are only working daytime right now will be able to go back to 24-hour, along with supervision, like EMS supervisors, putting more of them in the field, safety officers. The demands of what we do as a fire service are far surpassing the expectation of fire and medical. They're, like you said, explosives and just kind of those anonymous random events that happen in the county.
Terrorism threats, yeah.
Everything that you have of any area that knows how to deal with them, Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, unfortunately, is aware of how awful those things can be. So we really have to be prepared for a lot. I'm so grateful to the county executive and the council that they have supported our funding, and that we're just going to build on that in upcoming years. They have promised to continue to invest in public safety, and that's really all we can ask for.
Now, there's been this historic division, and I don't know where it comes from, between career firefighter and volunteer firefighter, and career firefighter stations and volunteer firefighter stations. You know about this division. This is not news to you, right?
Yes.
Is this something that needs to be smoothed over at some point? How do you get beyond these little...
If it was up to me, could we just bury it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
For me, we're a combination fire department, which can be a unique feature to a lot of the country that isn't aware of having how you integrate career and volunteer personnel. In Arundel County, that's our roots since 1965. We've done it that way.
And all of these people are putting their life on the line every day.
They are, and there's... the model works great if we support the model and if we have leadership that understands how to lead the model. I think in past years, even going back to the early years, it really depends on a leadership style. My team is committed to, if you're willing to work and support this community, then I'm willing to have you. What I have to guarantee and what I have to offer the community is no matter who shows up at your front door when you have an emergency, that we are all equally trained so that the community receives the service that they demand and the service that I think they have. So whether it's a career person at the front door or it's a volunteer person at the front door, I just need to make sure that everybody is highly trained and that we can support the community's needs.
Speaking of volunteer fire departments, down the street here, Woodland Beach Volunteer Fire Department has gotten the go-ahead to move to their new location at some point, the one on 2 and 214?
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay. So tell me about that.
Still working on that. So we work with their leadership there because that's, again, a combination station. So you have career personnel and volunteer working there. So they had purchased the site. They have ownership of the site, but they're still working on funding for the station. And then some things may have possibly changed with the site. So we work pretty closely with them to see if that is the best location and then what they're going to do in the future. But
so it's not a definite?
It's not yet.
Mayo has always complained about, the Mayo Peninsula has always complained about response time and traffic and concerns over both. What's being thought of with that?
We actually just met with the community. I was just out there and did a community presentation with my leadership team. We asked, there's multiple community associations. We asked for their president or one or two of their leadership to meet with us and to talk about the data. So the previous fire chief had run a pilot down there in May. We hit the 1-year point, so we collected all the data, presented it to the community, and then are just talking about what are the solutions. A great solution would be that we could partner with State Highway and we could widen the road. That's probably not on the horizon as quickly as maybe we can implement some other items there. We do have an ambulance crew that's down there during the day. So we just talk about, is that working? Is that meeting the needs? The data allowed us to see when the peak times are and what we can actually make change with. So, and the response times are still good. Woodland Beach does a great job of still responding down there. We're still within the times that we need to be in. Okay. And that 214 Peninsula is one of 7 peninsulas in the county that we have to take care of.
Dealing with it. We're going to come right back. We're going to take another short break, and we're going to talk about Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. This is Donna Cole on the 1430 Connection. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole, and in the studio with me is Trisha Walford, Chief of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department, and Lieutenant Dreama Jester. Lieutenant Jester, it's all on you now, this mic. And we are in September, which is National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Tell me about this and about the event you're getting ready to host.
Well, we're a small committee of firefighters, and with our family and friends, we formed this committee in 2017 to create a family fun day that we hold annually now. This is the 3rd year, September 15th, from 12 to 4 at the Marley Station Mall. We have an amazing event set up with moon bounce and face painting, lots of food trucks, over 40 vendors.
Firefighters will be there.
Firefighters, yep. Fire equipment, police equipment, a lot of community booths. It's just a great event for the whole family to come out to. And the proceeds go to the Children's Cancer Foundation, Inc., which is a local charity that supports families going through cancer right now. And we've had an amazing turnout. Last year we had over 2,000 attendees, and we were able to raise $11,000.
And to get into this, it's free, but to buy some of the through the vendors or the food, this is
Yep, exactly. We have
Okay.
free admission this year, and we will be selling tickets for activities like the games and the obstacle course, the moon bounce, stuff like that, because that's how we're trying to make our money
Right.
for the fundraiser. And then you can purchase food through the food trucks, and the vendors will be set up for any and every need that you have.
Again, it's Sunday, September 15th, 12 to 4 at Marley Station Mall. You can't miss it. The trucks will be out front, yes?
Yep, they'll be right in that front parking lot, right near Ritchie Highway, all set up. We'll have our ladder set up. I don't think you're going to be able to miss it. It's a pretty big event.
And the kids can go in and into the trucks or touch the trucks?
Yep,
and
we
play
do.
with
We have a
the-
big touch-a-truck display set up with Cheney's concrete mixer. We have a dump truck coming out. We have lots of fire equipment. We have 2 helicopters, forestry equipment, just a ton
This is
of
everything the kids dream about.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
It's a huge event. I mean, she's
Yeah.
definitely being modest. When I saw the aerial pictures of it, it's impressive. I was not here last year. It's an impressive event. And then the firefighters are dressed up like superheroes,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal to
Yeah,
see.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have several different nonprofits that come out as well to dress up as superheroes. So we have Star Wars icons, we have princesses, we have the Ghostbusters, and any of the superheroes. And the kids just love it because they're walking around
you
taking
all
pictures.
are superheroes. And by the way, do you all use this opportunity, by you all, I mean the female firefighters, as being out there in front of the kids throughout the year and schools and everything to show people that it's not just male firefighters anymore?
Oh, obviously, I will take any opportunity. I'm out there talking to 4-year-olds about, so when you want to grow up, you want to be a firefighter, right? And I need to hire you. We take any and every opportunity. And I think Anne Arundel County we're a phenomenal department. You pretty much can't touch a station or a shift that there's not multiple females working. And most of the time, you get a really strong crew and you realize, oh, the female bathroom is getting used more than the male bathroom.
All right, because there's a long legacy of cooks in fire departments and being in competitions. Who's the best cook in the Anne Arundel County Fire Department? Chief?
Normally it's the tanker drivers because they're there most often. What would you say, Dreama?
Yeah, it's usually the engine driver or the tower driver. It's usually a more senior person in the department.
I've had
Looking
this
at
dream to
seniority
go
based.
from station to station to try out and to do like a video story on some of this. So just know that.
Well, having visited
Yeah.
almost every shift on every station, I think it averaged out to be almost 189 visits. I ate some phenomenal food, but I would never say one was better than the other.
Okay,
but,
what was one of your favorites that stands out?
Again, I won't say, but
Okay.
there was a shift that made a phenomenal steak and potato dinner. But then I also got some really good lunches, and they knew me spot on about lunches. A nice healthy salad with grilled chicken. I will say when I went to Lieutenant Jester's shift, I had some really good candy. She had a nice little array of snacks, and they knew the way to my heart.
All right. So speaking of cancer, I would be remiss not to ask about budgets and firefighter cancers. One of the things that all departments are looking at are an extra set of turnout gear for all the firefighters, ways to hose down everything out in the field and in the station and showers and all that. You have extra turnout gear for all the firefighters yet?
We do. We are almost done purchasing the second set for everyone. Thank you for bringing up the awareness. Cancer and suicide, the mental health aspect that involves all of that is just a giant beast we are trying to tackle. So we're hoping by the end of this year we'll have the second sets purchased for everyone in the field. We are almost done with it, and that was something that started before I got here, so I'm very grateful for that.
All right, one more time on the event. It's being held Sunday, September 15th, 2019, 12 to 4 at Marley Station Mall. It is a family-friendly event, and they're going to have all sorts of fire trucks and other trucks from different industries and 2 helicopters. Where are those coming from?
MedStar and Anne Arundel County Police.
Very cool. Food, vendors, music also?
Yep, we'll have a DJ, and the kids can have a dance party and lots of different games. They can hula hoop and have lots of different activities to do. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing.
And rain or shine?
Rain or shine.
There you go. Ladies, thank you both for doing what you do.
Thank you. We love it.
It's a great job. Great career.
This is Donna Cole on the 1430 Connection. We will see you next week.